So how do you say everything? What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you have not seen my previous RV video, check it out below. I will leave a link in the description and it's kind of like a part one to this video. So today I'm going to be sharing more of all the details. What I wish I would have known before I went, all the apps that are must needed for an RV trip, they really help me out. All about the food prep and more details, so stay tuned. If you have been on an RV trip, you already know there is so much to learn. Gregory and I booked this trip super last minute when one of our other travel plans got canceled. So we booked it last minute and we got everything together in just like a few days, including food and packing and getting the RV. We actually rented it. We did not buy one. But if you've been there before, you know how much work goes into it. So one of the most basic tips that I have is to get the owner's manual. So we were renting the RV, so we were calling the owner a lot with some of the questions, and then eventually Gregory was just like, do you have an owner's manual? Like maybe that'll help me out with some of like the more basic questions that I have. And once he got that, they sent it to him in like a PDF form. That changed everything. We could just like look things up right there about all the different hookups and things like that. And on that note, that is another thing I wish I would have known. All the different things you have to do when you get to a campsite to do all the plugins. So there's like the gray waste, the black waste, there's the water hose, and some of these we didn't have the right pieces, and of course that wasn't our fault, but we ended up having to go to the store to buy a few new parts for the RV, like some of the water hose, and we needed a bigger like sewer pipe. So it's really important before you head off on your RV trip that you check and make sure you have everything you need to get set up and get water and plug in. And if you don't, then make sure you go get it because you don't want that interrupting your trip. Also, on more of the basic level, make sure you have all your paperwork. So another thing, when we got in there, we realized we didn't have like the proper registration forms. Something we did have though, we booked like an extra insurance to make sure we have 24/7 roadside assistance. So just make sure you have all your paperwork in order because you don't want to find out later while you're on the road that you don't have anything. My next tip goes with packing. So when we were packing, we actually started creating a spreadsheet to keep track of everything. So we needed everything from food to towels and clothes and things for our dog Mushu. So we really needed a lot of things, and I was just starting to pack everything, and Greg's like, let's sort this out. Let's kind of see what we have and what we need so we can also like go food shopping. And getting everything together in a spreadsheet really helped see what we have and what we needed, and then it made it easier to pack and then get everything on the RV. So also make sure you're giving yourself a lot of time to do the packing. It took me a full day and also took me like another full day to cook all of our meals. So make sure you're giving yourself a lot of time. Also, once you get on the RV, you're gonna need a few hours to unpack, settle in, make the bed, make sure everything is set up and comfortable before you head on the road. Another thing I wish I would have known is where exactly we were going every day and where we were thinking about setting up camp and sleeping overnight. So that was one of the things I touched on in my previous video, was that we kind of just let things play out where we were going every day. We would just figure that out the same day. And that was fun in a way because we got to explore places we didn't think we would be going or we didn't expect to go. We just like would head there and then we would have a lot of fun. But on the flip side, it will save a lot of time if you plan before. So if you know you're going for a week or 2 weeks, try and have some places already set up, already booked, some campsites that you know you're going to go to, just to save time on the road so you're not doing a lot of research and calling places. So like I shared in the previous video, I cooked many of our meals. So I prepped a lot of food. I wanted to make all of our favorite foods since we eat mostly vegan. We wanted to make sure it was easy for us to just like not think about a restaurant or where we're going to eat or going to the grocery store. So I wanted to prep a lot of our food. So things that I made were garlic knots. I know it sounds simple and silly, but you can add that to any meal. So garlic knots, I made crispy tofu in like a sesame seed sauce. I made udon noodles with a Thai peanut sauce I like to add to it. I also made an eggplant parm lasagna, which if you follow me on Instagram, you see that is one of my newest favorite meals. Whenever I find like a new recipe, I make it all the time for like weeks. I made black bean quesadillas and guacamole. And then I had a lot of things that were just easier to cook. So obviously I brought a lot of pasta, and then I had Beyond Burgers in the freezer because those are super simple to defrost and then just put on a pan and add a bun and whatever other toppings. So make sure you think about how long you're going, how much food you're gonna need. Remember, like, we need to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So we have like a lot of chips, cookies, fruit, other things we can snack on during the day. But just think about your favorite meals, what you want to cook, what you can freeze. That's really important. And then just make sure you have time to prep it. And then it honestly feels really good when you're on the road and you have like a nice home cooked meal. I really love that. Okay, so now I'm so excited to share some of my favorite apps that I was using throughout the trip. And some of these I found out like halfway through the trip and would have saved me a lot of time and research earlier on. So now I know about these for next time, and I'm super excited to share them with you guys here. Okay, so this first app that I love, my most favorite app that I used, is called Hipcamp. This is basically Airbnb, but just for property. So once you go in here, you can choose dates, you can choose what you're bringing. So obviously we wanted to park our RV, and then you're gonna type in the location. Obviously we didn't go to Napa, but I love Napa, California. So let's see what they have over here. Maybe I'll head over there next trip. And then you can obviously sort by filters. So we had to park an RV, and then we needed pets allowed, of course, for Mushu, and then we were 2 campers for the group size. So let's see what we got here. There are tons of great locations, and then I just love that there are reviews on every single one, of course. And then the map view, which I love just to see what you are around. So let's try and find one that I would like to stay in, because that is fun. This one looks pretty cool. I love the nature feeling. I really love just being out in the open and animals. Look at this. This looks like a place I would really stay. And then you can book everything on the app, message them here. So remember Hipcamp, I love this one. Next one I want to show you guys is called Park Advisor. This I also like to search by the map view, and this is going to show you all the places that you can park your RV, all the campgrounds and RV parks. And then you go in here, you can see pictures, you can see the reviews, the phone number, you can get all the details in here. And it really helped us to look here when we were like, okay, where should we sleep tonight? This is what we were using before we found Hipcamp. So it's totally up to you if you prefer more of like an RV park or campground feeling, or you want to find something else on Hipcamp. All right, next, I am sure everyone has this on their phone already, but Google Maps really helped me. Sometimes I switch back and forth between the Apple Maps on my phone and Google Maps, but Google Maps was amazing because we were driving up the coast of California, and I would just zoom in wherever we were on the coast and kind of look what was there. So if you zoom in, you can see what they have, and then once you click on it, they have pictures, reviews, what time they're open, a phone number. So I really love this one just because we didn't exactly have a plan, which I talked about earlier. But if you zoom in, you can just see what is around you. So for example, we have never heard of Sand Dollar Beach, and one of our favorite things to do is to collect sand dollars. And we were around this area around Big Sur, and I zoomed in and I was like, we have to go here. It ended up being a super secluded beach. It was incredible. We didn't find any sand dollars, which was weird, but I feel like the best part of trips is just going on adventures and ending up wherever kind of like the path takes you. I also love this feature where you can save it, and you can save these places into any type of like category, and then you have it there for later. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have iOverlander. This app I love because it has so many things on here. So it has places from like pull-offs in the road, which is actually pretty important for an RV because you are going to be going a little bit slower. And then it obviously has state parks and hotels and campgrounds. And something else that's important that you might not realize until you get on the road in an RV is you're gonna need to fill up on water. So if you're not going to a campground and getting water and plugins there, then you can find other water filling stations on the road, which is cool. So obviously you can look at the map view, or there's a list view as well, and the icons really help on this one. Okay, so that wraps up everything I wish I would have known before going on my first RV trip, food prep, and my favorite apps, and apps I will use again next time, definitely. If you want to know anything else about my RV trip, feel free to comment and I'll respond. If you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. I'm so excited to be sharing more with you guys. Let me know what else you want to see, and I'll catch you guys next time.